Are you tired of boring desserts for the holiday? Me too. Are you cooking? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Are You Cooking on Reach Up TV. It is the holidays and I am excited today to share my Frosted Dream ice cream dessert as well as show you some creative ways to use pre-made cookie dough. As always, we try to keep the budgets low on our recipes, we try to keep them quick, and we also make them kid-friendly and adult-friendly. We are going to be able to make a statement today using very few ingredients, and you might just have to make some extra. Come on, let's get to it. The first recipe we're going to make today is going to be some creative cookies from a package of refrigerated cookie dough. I found this today 2 for $7, so it was a really good purchase. You can take these little squares, put them on a cookie sheet, add a few sprinkles, and be done with it. Well, I am telling you today we are going to kick it up a notch and you're going to make a statement on your holiday table. So where do we start? Well, the first thing that I have found as I was playing around with the prepackaged cookie dough is unless you do it like this, they are very sticky and hard to work with. So we're going to make it a little bit more user-friendly. So what I'd like for you to do is, whether you're using it in a roll, sometimes it comes in a log, or in the package, empty it into a bowl. We're going to add about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of flour, and we're going to mix this in. The reason we're doing this is because it does get very sticky and it's hard to work with. And then I also found that by adding the flour, we're able to roll this out, which we can do our own cutout cookies. Whereas when we use it from the package, we slice it or use those little squares, you can't really get that creative with the cookie cutters and cutting things out. Kind of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it? All right, we're going to just roll this up so a lot of the flour becomes incorporated, which means mixed together with this dough. And the best way to tell if you've got enough flour is that it stops sticking to your hands. And so I think I've got enough here. And we're going to put this on our cutting board. And I'm just going to knead it just a little bit. It just takes a little pre-prep. This does not require a lot of kneading. Now it's time to roll this out. You can roll it out with a rolling pin. They come in all different shapes and sizes. Or if you want to make this cookie recipe and you don't have a rolling pin, you can actually use a drinking glass. So we're going to split this dough in half so it's a little easier to roll out. I'm going to add a little bit of flour to the base, a little bit to the top, press it down with my hand just a bit, and I'm going to hold the drinking glass under my palms and roll. And so we're going to roll this out to be about 1/4 inch, which is about that much. And I'm going to turn it and roll it out a little bit more. And that should be good. So nice and flat with a drinking glass. I love being able to use our everyday items to bake and to cook. No reason to go out spending any money on some new tools when we can get it done right here. Once we have it rolled out, it's going to be time to cut out the stained glass cookies. So you can either use a shaped cookie cutter. I'm going to use a large star and a small star. Or if you don't have a shaped cookie cutter in a star or a tree, you can actually use 2 circles. One is larger than the other to make a hole in the center. So we will use the round cookie cutter. And when you use a cookie cutter, you're going to press it down. You're going to give it a little bit of a twist and it will cut it out of the dough. Next one, give it a little twist and lift. This one actually came up with it, which I love. And then we will also do the small one. We're going to take this small cookie cutter and I'm going to put it in the center of the circle I just cut and twist, and it actually takes the center out. And I'm going to do it with the other one. Twist, lift it up. There's the center. So this is what we've just made. This little cookie with a hole in the middle. And we're going to put that right on our baking sheet. And this one also, right on the baking sheet. Spread them out. Spread your cookies out about that far apart so they don't rise into each other. Now I'm going to take the star cookie and I'm going to press this into the dough, give it a little twist. It came up with the cookie cutter, and we're going to put it right on our parchment lined baking sheet, and the second one as well. Cut out the star. And then I'm going to take the little star and line it up to put a hole in the middle. Just press and lift, press and lift. I'm not going to show you what that looks like. You can see we have a star with a star in the middle. So how do we make the center look like stained glass? Well, I purchased at the Dollar Tree today some Jolly Rancher hard candies. I heard you can use gummies for this as well. I took the hard candies out of the wrapper and laid it on top of a hand towel. And I'm taking this little kitchen hammer and we're gonna smash the Jolly Ranchers. All right. Once they're in little pieces, you're going to grab a small handful and put it in the center of the star. And it should melt in that hole. And we did them in red and green. So we will do the stars red, and I'll do the circles in green. All right, this is what they're gonna look like when they're finished. All right, the next cookie that we're going to put into the oven is going to be a simple cutout. So I'm using a circle cutter, and again, press down, twist, and I've got room to do one more. Press down and twist before I have to roll it again. And I've got a few things that I put into a dish just so it was easier to decorate the cookies. This cookie, we're going to put some mini M&Ms, Christmas colored M&Ms, and some chocolate chips on it. So I'm gonna just spread out a few chocolate chips over the top and put a few M&Ms over the top. And this is great. The children can go ahead and help with this and press it down with your hand. So it presses them into the dough. There you go. And you can put as few or as many as you want. You can make faces on them if you want to. And so this is just an M&M chocolate chip cookie. Now we're going to go ahead and put this dough back together because I used up all my space. And we're going to roll this out again really quickly. Again, if it's sticky, just add some flour to it. All right. So I'm using my round cookie cutter and I'm going to cut out 2 of these. Now, something to keep in mind, if you don't have a round cookie cutter, there are things in your kitchen that you can use. So round cookies can be of pretty much any diameter. I went searching in my kitchen and I did find that my grape jelly cap is about the same size. So I washed it and I'm just going to press down my grape jelly cap and lift it up. And it makes the perfect cookie cutter. The next specialty cookie that we're going to make from this dough is going to be our peppermint. After we do the peppermint, we're going to just cut out circles, bake them, and then the rest get decorated after they've baked. So to make the peppermint cookies will be just like we did the chocolate chip and the M&M. We're going to cut out some circles and we're going to take some chopped candy canes. I put some candy canes in a bag and used my kitchen hammer, and I have all these little pieces. So I'm just going to sprinkle the chopped candy canes on top of the cookie and press it in. Gives it a nice peppermint flavor. You can also use the peppermint baking chips if you want to. But this way we can make a nice variety of cookies from one package of sugar cookie dough. And we didn't have to put all of that work into mixing the dough. It was all ready for us, so I love that. Okay, so we have some peppermint cookies. So just press those broken pieces on top of there. When they come out, we'll drizzle them with chocolate, so we'll have chocolate peppermint cookies. Here's a tray full of our cutouts ready to go in the oven. We have taken some sugars in red, green, and clear or white and mix them together and press them into the cookies before they'll go in. I also cut out some additional stars. I cut out some circles in the center of these circles because we're going to make some fudge-filled cookies. This package of cookie dough, the one package, is going to make over 3.5 dozen cookies, which is significantly more than if you took them out of the package and just laid those little squares out. So it is definitely worth rolling it out and doing it this way. You get more bang for your buck. All right, these are getting ready to go in the oven, and we're going to get to decorating. So the first thing that we're going to do is kind of go over what's necessary to decorate cookies. You can use these little sanding sugars, sprinkles. You can use these little discs that they have near the sprinkle section. They're little circles. I have marshmallows. I have these little Hershey Kisses that are called hugs. They have stripes on them. You can also make your own cookie icing, which is just confectioner's sugar and water. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Or you can buy prepackaged ones. I found these in the grocery store today. Something really interesting that you may not know is most of us will just buy this container of chocolate frosting for our cakes. Well, you can actually take some of this chocolate frosting, put it into a bowl, microwave it for about 6 to 8 seconds, and you actually get a cookie icing. And so we're going to use this straight away. I'm taking our little Hershey's Kiss the Hug, dipping it into the chocolate and placing it on top of the cookies right in the center. And I've done this with the one that we had sanding sugar on, so just to make it look very festive. They also have Hershey Kisses that are peppermint flavored in case you wanted to use those. So that is a nice creative way to decorate the cookies. I'm going to continue using this chocolate frosting as an icing. We're going to take a cookie, hold it by the top, and this is very fluid inside. And I'm just going to take the cookie and I'm going to drag it across the top, pick it up, wipe it off, and I have what's considered a black and white cookie. And while it's wet, I'm going to take some red and green sprinkles and put them on top of that. Just like that. Now you can go ahead and dip the entire cookie in the chocolate if you'd like. You just hold the cookie from the edges, drop it right into the chocolate, press it down a little bit, lift it up, shake it, and there you have a chocolate covered cookie. Doesn't need anything else on top of that. All right. So I have going to use this chocolate one more time because I want to make a marshmallow chocolate cookie. I'm actually going to use the back side of this cookie to do this. So I'm going to drop it in the fudge, shake it off, put one of these open circles on top, and I'm going to add some marshmallows to the middle. So that is a chocolate fudge-filled cookie, and I'm going to use this icing and just drizzle it over the top. And you can get creative and add sprinkles to it or shimmer, but I just like having all the red and the green and the festive cookies all on the same plate. So another option is going to be to make your own frosting. And in this bowl is 2 cups of confectioner's sugar, and we're going to take 2 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, and it certainly doesn't look like it's going to be enough, but confectioner's sugar does seem to suck up the water very quickly. All right, we'll probably need one more. Maybe one more tablespoon. All right, and you're just gonna mix up the water and the confectioner sugar really well so there's no lumps. Give it a big stir in there, and look at that. You have your own cookie frosting. All right. Now, what do I do with this frosting? Well, you can take it with your spoon. It should be the consistency of glue, a little bit thinner than glue. And you can just drizzle it over the top of your cookies, just like so. And I can take some of my sanding sugar and sprinkle it over the top. And I can do the same thing with another one. Just drizzle it with my spoon. And I'll do green this time. There you go. We're gonna take this red frosting and I'm just going to drizzle it inside the white frosting. And I'm gonna take this cookie and I'm gonna drop it in and shake it. And then I get a marbled cookie. And we'll do that one more time. So if you have frosting, if you make this white frosting and divide it into bowls and you have food coloring, you can drizzle all different colors in here. That makes a really pretty marbled cookie. Now that the cookies have been decorated and they're dried, I've put them in a little Dollar Tree plate. You can use a decorated paper plate. You can get them at Dollar General, all different shapes and sizes. They fit really nicely, they look beautiful. So what do I do with them now? I'm gonna give them as a gift. And at the Dollar Tree, they actually have these cookie bag packs and they come all different designs. I'm gonna open one of these bags and I'm gonna slide my cookie tray in here. Pull it across the top and tie it with a bow. And it looks like we purchased this. And I really do believe that your friends and family will be so excited to receive a handmade gift from you for the holidays. Isn't that beautiful? Up next is our Frosted Dream ice cream dessert. I love this recipe. I love ice cream cake, and you can customize it any way that you want. So you're gonna need a few things. I'm using a square baking tin for this. We're gonna be using ice cream sandwiches. You can use any flavor or any combination of flavors. We're using some whipped topping, Cool Whip, whichever brand you want. We also have Hershey's chocolate syrup, and we're using some of the toppings that we actually used for our cookie recipes. So some M&Ms, chocolate chips, some peppermint to decorate the top. So this recipe is just a few steps. One, we're just going to unwrap all of the ice cream sandwiches, which I have done in advance, and you're going to cover the entire base of your pan. And they should fit, this brand of Bluebell are small enough that they will fit across the bottom. And then we're going to add a layer of chocolate syrup. Now, if you're using a pan that they don't fit quite right, go ahead and cut them to fill it. And we're going to spread the chocolate syrup all over the ice cream sandwiches. Now, some people add chopped Oreos to this. You can add chopped up candy bars to the center if you wanted to. So we have the ice cream sandwiches, a layer of Hershey syrup, a layer of Cool Whip. You're going to use about half the canister, and you're going to spread it out over the top, edge to edge, like so. And then we're going to add a second layer of ice cream sandwiches. Now, when we go to cut this, you won't be able to tell that we used ice cream sandwiches. All right, and we're almost done. And there, and the last one. a layer of Hershey syrup, as generous as you want. And as I spread this out, it is important to let you know that every day is a special occasion. You just need to call it that. So don't wait for Christmas to celebrate. Every day is a gift. All right, we're gonna put that out there, and then our last layer of whipped cream goes on top. And again, you can go edge to edge, and you can add a little bit of peaks to it. I'm just spreading it out, going back and forth, so I don't get any of the fudge on it. And using the whole container. And then I'm completely full, and then I'm going to add some M&Ms to the top, some festive red and green M&Ms, and then I'll add some, maybe I'll add some candy cane to it for some more festivity, some additional sweetness, and then I'll add some chocolate chips to it also. Now you can add whatever chopped up candy bars that you have. A really neat thing that I would do every year when my daughter was young was I would save all her Halloween candy and put it into the freezer, and I would chop it up and use it in all of my Christmas cookies. So if you have any candy hanging around the house, that's a great thing to do with it. All right, and we'll add a few more to the top. And there you have it, a Frosted Dream ice cream dessert. And when we cut this up, you'll put it back in the freezer, but when you cut a piece out of it for your guests, it looks like that, a layered ice cream dessert. Isn't that amazing? It's wonderful. So I'm gonna put this in the freezer to get a little bit more solid. You could put plastic wrap on it after it's been in there for a little bit, and you can probably freeze it for about a month in case you needed it. All right, I'm glad you joined us today. Thank you so much. Are you cooking? Let's do this thing.